Alright, guys. Got another great estranged parent video for you. TikTok just has so many of them. I can't resist. I have to keep doing them. They're too good. And they're too funny, in my opinion. So, this estranged parents channel is called SOS Healthy. You're going to find out in the video that she has anything but a healthy sense of self. Just I hope you guys like the video. We're gonna get into this. This estranged parent hasn't figured out that her daughter wants nothing to do with her. She left no postcard, no address, no way to contact her, nothing. And you're gonna see the depths in which she goes to find out where her daughter lives and how to get into contact with her. So, let's begin the video.
I'm on my way back from a failed attempt to get my daughter back in my life.
So, again, you can already tell what kind of person she is, ignoring boundaries. She just says she's back after her failed attempt at trying to get her daughter back. So we're already not even 10 seconds in, she's ignoring boundaries. So what did I tell you? What did I tell you about these types of parents? They ignore boundaries. They don't care.
3 years.
3 years. Been no contact for 3 years, guys. Keep in mind, 3 years no contact. The light bulb still hasn't gone off in her head yet as to why she's not talking to her. 3 years no contact. Keep that in mind, guys.
Hi, I'm Antoinetta, healthy sense of self. If you're in a similar situation, please listen, because something I will share with you that helped me. I just wanted to talk to her and see where she was living. I didn't know that. I had to find her place. It was really hard to find.
So she's trying to stalk her daughter. You're going to see how far she goes to stalk her daughter. But does this look like somebody who has a healthy sense of self to you guys? You're going to find out the lengths she goes to find out where her daughter is.
First, I had to take a plane and rent a car and find a place to stay, which was really hard because it was in the mountains. And I'm not...
Look, her daughter moved up to the mountains. She found out where her daughter's in the mountains, living in the mountains somewhere. Her daughter moved that far away. She had to take a car, a plane. I mean, good Lord.
Not used to that at all. I arrived there at 2:30 in the night and nobody was home.
You mean 2:30 in the morning?
So it was quite an adventure, but it all turned out really, really nice. Very kind people who received me. And the next day I went on this excursion to find her house. And it was really remote. And
of course it's remote. Oh my God, can you guys imagine how bad she must have been? She's on the outskirts of the middle of nowhere in the mountains somewhere in a remote location off the grid. She's in a remote location somewhere in the mountains. I don't know exactly where, but it sounds like she's living off grid to me.
But I was really happy to see it. And, you know, I sat on the porch for a while. She wasn't home. So I left a note.
So she found her place somehow. She takes a plane to wherever. She's living in the mountains, she says, or so she claims. Takes a rented car, finds these nice people who let her stay with them in a house somewhere. Then the next morning, she packs up her stuff, gets in her car, her renter car, somehow finds her place in this remote location, somehow stalks her, asks enough people, digs deep enough, finds her place. She's not home, leaves her a note on the porch of her house. Somehow found it. Guys, this is why you have to go no contact, possibly even a restraining order. Possibly even a restraining order, guys. Guys, let me tell you something. It got the gaslighting and the abuse and just the overall psychological torture. Torture, guys, I'm telling that I had to go through in the house, in my parents' house. Okay. The absolute hell that I had to go through my parents' house. I got to a point where I had to quit my job. I couldn't work the job, guys. I couldn't work. The abuse was that bad. I couldn't work. I was being sleep deprived. Okay. They were hiding my things, like I mentioned in the previous video. They were gaslighting. They were doing all these things. Sociopathic parents will do this. They will hide your things. They will do whatever it takes to sabotage you, to keep you under their thumb, because you're property to them. To this woman, her daughter is property. Guys, I remember leaving the house. I quit my job because the abuse at home got so bad. I quit my job. I had very little savings because I could hardly work because I wasn't sleeping because of everything that was going on. I quit my job, and I remember, guys, I went to various hotels, spent all my money in various hotels. There was one point I was staying at this hotel. Granted, it was not far from home, but I was staying at this hotel just to get a good night's sleep. And the receptionist at the desk said, "Hey, your mother left a note for you." My mother had found out, guys, where I was staying at this hotel. Had no idea. My mother had found out, and she had left a note there for the receptionist, telling me to call her. Put a little guys, I'm telling you, these narcissists and these sociopaths will go to any lengths to make you feel scared, to make you feel intimidated, to creep you out, just like my mother did. I'm telling you, it scared the absolute shit out of me. When I found out what my mother really was, that's when the abuse started ramped up. That's when I saw how crazy she could be. She reminds me exactly of my mother. She reminds me just like my mother. The craziness comes out. The older they get, the more desperate they get to hang on to whatever they can to hang on to you, to get their scapegoat back, to keep you in their claws, under their boot, in their control. They will get more desperate as time goes on. In your teenage years, right before you become an adult, because they're losing control. Once you turn 18, they have no control anymore. Unless they try to get you locked up in a mental hospital like my parents did. Unless they try to convince the doctors or courts or something. You know, my mother went so far as to try to gain power of attorney over me. My mother was trying to get power of attorney over me. She was trying to present me in front of, and I did. I went in front of a judge. I was so manipulated. This is another story for a different day. But guys, there are no limits to the crazy that these narcissistic, sociopathic parents will do. There's no limit to what they will do to get you back. If they believe they can get you back, they will go to the ends of the earth. They will do whatever they have to do to get you back.
And the next day I came back and I found her note. "I didn't invite you. I don't want to..."
Oh, you're surprised you found a note from her? I mean, oh my God. If I was your son, I would move another, oh my God, halfway across the world. I would be around the world. Forget around the world in 80 days. I would be around the world in 40 days. Cut that in half. I would be around the world in 40 days if you were my mother. Oh my God. Fuck just leaving a note. I would be so far gone from you. I would dig in a a nuclear fortress underground somewhere in the woods, padlocked, triple padlocked, to get away from someone like you.
See you. Make sure you never come back to my house. Never show up at my house. That's what she said. She didn't say never.
And if I was her daughter, honestly, I would have gotten a restraining order right then and there. Absolutely insane, batshit insane, scary. The lengths this woman has gone to already in this video just to see her daughter who doesn't want to see her.
Don't show up at my house anymore. And
I mean, please, yeah, don't. If that was your son, oh my God. If I was your son, the next time you tried to find my place, I would have armed security there. I would. Guys, there's no limit to the lengths that these narcissistic parents will go to get you back. You're their supply. They're the vampires, and you're the blood. You're the IV bag full of blood that they need to suck in order to get your energy. They're looking to bite necks and suck out your blood, guys. These narcissists are vampires. They're vampires. They need your energy. They need your attention. They need it so bad. So bad. In their waning years of the boomers, the baby boomers need more and more attention. These narcissistic baby boomers. They never get better with time, guys. Trust me, I know. I have a narcissistic parent. I have 2 narcissistic parents. They don't get better with time. The manipulation tactics just get more devious. They get better. They get more refined. They get crazier. Sometimes it keeps me up at night thinking that, just because I'm away, just because my parents don't know where I live, doesn't mean they won't try to find me. Doesn't mean they won't try to do something. It scares me that they're planning something. I still have nightmares with them in it. That's the extent of the trauma that has been put upon me.
it felt a bit like a threat, like if I would do it, that she would call the police or something. I don't know my daughter like that at all.
I mean, hopefully she will. Hopefully she would. I would. But to be honest, that shit wouldn't happen. What you did, that wouldn't even have happened if you were my mom. I would have gotten a restraining order on you before any of that could happen.
So I'm very, very surprised. But what can I do? Pain, yes.
I'm surprised too. I'm surprised she didn't do more, to be honest. I would have done a lot more. I would have sold that house. I would have sold everything. I would have sold everything. And from that point on, I would have only rented. Not that I already do, but I would have only rented if I was her. So the next time your crazy ass shows up knocking at my door, I would be able to pack whatever I had that fit in a suitcase and vámonos. Yo voy para la verga. That means I'm getting the fuck out of here for anybody who doesn't know Spanish. I'd be out of there.
A lot. But yeah, I have to respect it. She's an adult person, right?
But you didn't respect it. You went to the ends of the earth to find her. I don't even know how you did. What did you do? I'm curious as to how this crazy old bag found her. I really want to know. I mean, God. Look at her. She's crazy.
So yeah, after some thinking, I remembered I had a course at Udemy, and it was about estranged parent-child relationships. I listened to it. It was by I have to see what that name was. Sufana Garza, a very special woman who made it very conversational, and it was like talking to her. She gave a lot of insight, and one of the things that's so important that it took away my feelings of guilt. And
Did it finally teach you not to stalk people? Did it finally teach you that maybe stalking your daughter was beyond creepy? That maybe you shouldn't have done that? Is that when that enlightenment happened? Is that when that light bulb went off in your head that maybe I should have traveled up into the mountains or wherever you said she's living at in a remote place to go find her? Maybe I should stop being a fucking nutcase now? Is that when that enlightenment, is that when that aha light bulb moment happened? Or I'm just trying to understand.
Shame, really, because there's much more going on in this day and age. It seems to be an epidemic, she says. Like,
No. Is an epidemic of kids getting fed up with their parents' shit. Their toxic, narcissistic parents' bullshit. They're fed up. We're fed up. I'm fed up of people like you. Pretending you don't know why she went no contact. Pretending you're like your kids just went no contact out of the blue with you for no reason. Just decided because, we just had an argument about so-and-so, or, she supported President Trump, or, something else happened. That's why we went no contact. No. I'm not buying it from any of these estranged parents anymore, guys. Not buying it.
so much has changed in society, and a child needs, to be on her own to find her sense of self. And yeah, she is right for that.
Well, what she's really trying to do, she's trying to figure out who she is. Because I can imagine you probably never grew a sense of self living under your roof, living under your thumb all the time. I can imagine she probably wasn't allowed to go anywhere either or do anything, considering that you, even to this day, even though she's an adult, followed her to the ends of the earth to find her when she didn't want to be found. I can only imagine what it was like living with somebody like you. How are you ever supposed to develop a sense of self? Know who you are? Of course she's trying to find herself. She's trying to figure out, she's trying to unravel this trauma that she's had her whole life because of you. She's trying to figure out who she is, who she can be. I can't even imagine what it must have been like living with somebody like you.
And even though I don't like it, I, of course, grant her the space that she needs to find herself. And I'm really sorry that...
No, you're not giving her any space. She's not asking for your permission. She left. She didn't give you her area code. She didn't give you her address. She didn't give you any sort of indication that she wanted you to know where her whereabouts. She went into a remote location up in the mountains to get away from you. I can't even imagine what it must have been like. What kind of mother you must have been like.
I interfered in not developing that really well in her. It's actually my trait, so it's really, really, ironic, so to speak. But hey, this is reality. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, go on Udemy and find this course, Estranged Parent-Child Relationships. It can really make a difference. Because we have to learn to go on with our lives and not suffer too much. And still, it's our life, it's my life, it's your life. So you...
Right, so go live your life, let her live hers.
Make the most of it, whatever the situation is. I hope this helps. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time.
And that was the thing she really wanted, by the way, was your attention. That's what she really wanted. This is the only time she's going to get it. All right, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video. Put a comment down below. Leave a like if you like this video. Guys, this woman does not have a healthy sense of self, in my opinion. She doesn't understand that her daughter wants to talk to her. Her daughter moved up in a remote location in the mountains somewhere to get away from her. I mean, you just see the lengths that this woman went to talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk to her. I mean, it's very scary, in my opinion. Very scary. Stalking her daughter, trying to figure out her whereabouts, finds her whereabouts, leaves her a note. Daughter leaves her a note. Daughter has to leave her another note. Even though they've been in no contact for 3 years. Daughter doesn't want anything to do with her. It doesn't matter to her. And, that's the other thing. Of course, there's another strange... this parent has done wrong when she doesn't get into the reasons as to why she's estranged from her daughter. Doesn't get into any reason. No reason in particular for her estrangement, or 3 years, guys. 3 years. No contact with this parent. Does she admit fault to anything? Do we know anything in this story other than my daughter's gone estranged with me and I don't know why? We don't know anything. Guys, a telltale sign of a guilty estranged parent is the fact that they don't say anything about why their daughter has gone no contact. They don't mention any of the things that they could have possibly done to lead to this estrangement. They don't talk about any of the bad things that they've done. They don't talk about they usually don't talk about their side of the story with their daughter's side of the story. Like, this woman doesn't mention anything. It's just, poor me, pity me. My daughter's been no contact with me for 3 years. I have absolutely no idea why. She doesn't mention a single thing. But she does show how crazy she is. All right, that's the end of the video. Let me know if you like this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this one. And until next time, guys, more estranged parent content coming soon. So keep a lookout for that. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.